master that name and get that down pat.
Pretty much just an active guy in the community, being a parent, making sure my daughter's at school every day. It's a task. All year round at the school. The school is all year round school. That's great. Actually, I'm vice president of the parent committee. Also, one of the key associates with the male engagement program that we do at Educare. Pretty much into everything that goes on parent committee wise, voluntary wise, especially when it's obtaining to my daughter and her having a person there with a voice to represent her. Because my other kids never had a preschool head start, so that's why I can tell the difference.
You want to be a singer when you grow up? Who? You already a singer?
Before this, she wasn't a people person at all. That's why I can say Educare has the credit for making her a people's person. Most definitely.
Eric Buchanan. I am the Director of Strategic Partnerships with the Buffett Early Childhood Fund. Educare New Orleans is unique for many reasons. First and foremost is its location within the purpose-built community. Educare New Orleans sits on the former site of the St. Bernard Parish, which was decimated during the floods. The Educare School in New Orleans serves as an example of what's possible when partners come together to be able to combine their resources and combine their passion to support kids and families. And Educare New Orleans, I think, is also unique because of the uniqueness of the city of New Orleans. There is a flavor in the way that the school works with their families that is consistent with the flavor that one might see in that city. As an example, during Mardi Gras, how the children and the families use that as a rallying point for culture, but also it's an opportunity to spur teaching and learning.
Well, as far as with my daughter, with Educare brought her a long way as far as educational-wise, because you don't know too many kids that are her age or younger that can write their own name, write their mom's name, their address, and stuff like that. So when she started doing it, I was like more shocked because they have her doing it before she even got to first grade. When I was growing up, that's basically when you started learning, like pre-K, kindergarten. You know, that's when you started learning after 5. And by the time she was 3, when she first started going here, she already had all that down pat. You know, so now that she leave this year and go to big school, that's what she called it. And she already a little bit advanced than I was back then. And she really knows most everything that she needs to know by her getting there.
Life lessons. And it has to come from here. My version of it, I can see a change in her. When I first came here with my son, when she first started, when we first registered, I was just totally impressed. And she's just excited. When she come here, she's ready to go to class. She's not crying, you know, I don't want to go, I don't want to. No, she's ready to go. And now, just from coming here, she'll learn how to tie her shoes. She'll learn how to dress herself. So in the morning, her dad can just lay out her clothes and she'll get herself together. Angel, come kiss me bye. I can tell that they're teaching her a lot, and she's expressing it.
My name is Portia Kennel. I am Senior Advisor at the Buffett Early Childhood Fund. And I believe that what we do in Educare help parents know that they're the most important factor. Where education begins is between the parent and the child and what happens at home. They know that when they leave our program. They leave our program with specific things and understanding about child development and what they can do to promote their children's learning. Really what they ultimately want is their child to be a successful, contributing member of the society. And in order to do that, we not only have to know our ABCs and our math, we have to know how to communicate with others, get along with others. We have to know how to problem solve. We have to know how to manage difficult feelings and emotions in difficult situations. And we want to build resilient children that are smart and intelligent, but most of all, we want to have children that have the right stuff to be able to endure and succeed in life, no matter what problems or challenges come to them.
Jessie Rasmussen. I am the president of the Buffett Early Childhood Fund. The Educare Learning Network was designed and is operating as a collective voice for what quality early childhood can do for children who are facing the greatest odds in life. It is a collection of like-minded philanthropists, like-minded practitioners, like-minded school people, other community leaders who recognize that if children have strong starts in the first 5 years of their life, they're much more likely to be successful in school as well as in life. It's really about an opportunity gap in the earliest months and years of the life of a child. Every Educare school is required to participate in a rigorous evaluation of the quality of the program, the effectiveness of teachers, as well as the outcomes for children and families. And that is important for a couple of reasons. One is we need to be able to say, yes, this is working. We are closing the achievement gap. We are setting these kids up for success in school. But it's also important for the continuous improvement of our practice every day. And we rely heavily on research to define the basic tenets of our program, but we also use it constantly to inform our improvement of the program every day. It's how we get really good at what we're doing.
I'm Dr. Catherine Thiel, and I'm an associate professor in the School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine here at Tulane. And we have been the local evaluation partner for Educare New Orleans since its inception. We started in 2014, so 1 year after the school opened. Investing in programs like Educare New Orleans is key to outcomes both economically, socially, and health related. We see study after study showing that investments in early childhood education can lead to greater achievement, more high school graduation, more college graduation, lower crime rate, lower engagement in health risk behaviors. All of the things that we spend millions on in adulthood can really be prevented by focusing on early childhood education. And we, as the local evaluators, are seeing the data, we're seeing the investment work, but it's important to keep it going. We know that it's going to take a village to make some of these investments in education, but it's working. The return on investment is there, and the return on investment is even greater if we continue to support our local early childhood education programs like Educare.
Hi everyone, I'm Gian Duran, co-chair of the event, but I'm also excited to be the new advocate for Educare. Educare is so important to me personally and also to New Orleans. I started off thinking, okay, I can't take on another nonprofit, I can't take on another charity, I'm so overwhelmed. And when I started researching Educare, and when I went to the facility, I knew I had to be there. I was born and raised in New Orleans, and I think only by the grace of God, I am not one of the products of statistics in New Orleans. And Educare represents everything I want for my city, everything I want for the kids of New Orleans, and everything I want for my children. It is the standard wraparound model for early childhood education. It should be the norm. Every child in America, every child in New Orleans should have access to Educare. And that's why I am doing this. I am doing this not only for my kids, but also for the kids of New Orleans. And so I am truly honored and humbled to even be an advocate for such a great organization. Educare provides not only academic support for kids, which is so important, but in the times we live in, and especially New Orleans, they provide community, they provide love, they provide family support. When you walk into Educare, you're not walking into a school, you're walking into home. And I realize that in today's society, we don't have that anymore. And that's why I'm so drawn to Educare and just so honored to be a part of this event, because I think all kids should walk into school and feel like they're home, should walk into a place where they're loved, to walk into a place they feel like it's nurtured. And I'm just honored to be a part of this concert. So hopefully this is just one of many. Hopefully everybody walks out this concert and walks away knowing that this should be the new norm, that every kid should have access to this type of service. How do we fund this? How do we bring this not only to New Orleans, but also to the world in a greater region, in a greater society? So I'm just really honored to be a part of this organization.
Finally, it's important to support Educare New Orleans because the teachers, family advocates, staff at the Educare New Orleans, and any Educare for that matter, is hard work. The Educare schools are full day, full year. The level of expectation for those folks that are working with these children and families is higher than most other early care and education facilities that you will see in any particular community. And they accept that challenge. And it is not everyone that can work within that environment. You have to have a level of commitment, you have to have a level of caring, and you have to have a level of understanding about the impact that you're really having on those children and families. And at the end of the day, the school is only as strong as the people that are inside it. And at the Educare of New Orleans, they have demonstrated over the years that they've been in existence that they believe in those principles and they exhibit them every day. Thank you.